Okay, for homework 322, I'm going to do again, show you in a key example and have you apply what I showed you to doing one on your own. I'm going to also say 5 words to keep you on your toes, make sure you're listening. So here we go. What I'm going to do here is show you 2 ways of graphing this, and I'm going to highly suggest for tomorrow's problem, do it the X and Y intercept way. All right, so here we go. First word is dog. Dog. First thing I'm going to do is show you how to graph this using the X and the Y intercept. This is kind of the way I would like you to do this. Rather than solve this for Y and graph it, I'm thinking it's going to be easier for you to do it this way. Just remember, for an X intercept, wherever that line is touching the X axis, the Y one is always 0. It's kind of opposite. The X intercept, Y is always 0. For the Y intercept, X is always 0. I know that that is given, guaranteed, no matter where a line crosses over the Y axis, the X number is 0, and wherever it touches the X axis, the Y number is always 0. It's always that way. For the X intercept, Y is always 0. For the Y intercept, where it touches the Y axis, X is always 0. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So you take that equation that I give you, and you take that 0, and you plug it in to where you know it goes, and you solve for the other. So when I'm finding the X-intercept, I'm going to plug in Y is 0 and solve for that equation for X. When I'm going to do the Y-intercept, I'm going to plug in 0 in for X and solve for the missing Y coordinate. That's how I'd like you to do it. So here we go. First one, take that 4X, leave that alone. But that 5Y, I'm going to replace that Y with the number I know it is for the X-intercept 0. That's equal to 20. That's going to give me 4X equals 20. And then right there, just divide by 4. And that will give me the X part of that coordinate, which is 5. If I do that for the Y-intercept, I'm going to not plug in 0 for Y. I'm going to plug in this 0 for X, because the Y-intercept always has X is 0. And then I'm going to do the math to solve for the remaining Y. So that gives me 5Y equals 20. Divide by 5. Cancel away, and gives me that missing Y number, which is 4. I would like you to be able to graph this line using only these 2 points. The second word is cat. Cat. Because the instructions on the test say graph this line using only 2 points, and people will not read. So only 2 points. 5, 0 is right here where it crosses the x-axis. That's 5, 0 right there. The other point, 0, 4, is right here. 2 points, that's all. Just plot them, and then take your line that they're going to give you a line feature to just draw a line through only those 2 points. Don't do more than 1 point. Don't do 3 points. Don't want to do that. Don't do 3 points. Third word is whale. Another way, of course, you could have graphed that, but I'm highly suggesting not to do it this way. Let me try to show you. The other way I could do it is just take that equation straight up and do the math and solve it for a Y and then graph it. But the way I've looked at the benchmark problem, you don't want to do it this way. It will cause you heartache, I promise. But of course, You still technically could divide by 5, divide by 5. That solving it into slope-intercept form is technically another way to get your 2 points, where it tells you where to start up here and then tells you for that slope, every time I'm going to the right 5, I'm going down 4. This one's good for that because when I start at 4 and go right 5, down 4, I automatically get my next point. But the reason I don't want people doing this method is because I see people, they start with the first one and then they use the slope to plot 2 or 3 extra points. And remember, for this problem, if you plot more than 1 point, you will get points taken off. You could do it the slope-intercept form way, but as long as you only graph 2 points, maybe that y-intercept point and then maybe 1 point from your slope, you'll see that. Fourth word is hippo. Hippo. What I'd like you to do is try one on your own. I'd like you to solve this by graphing using just the x and y intercepts. If you want to try to solve this for y and graph it that way, feel free, but I'd rather you graph this doing x and y intercepts. Remember, the x-intercept has y plugged in as 0. The y-intercept has x plugged in as 0. So again, know that x-intercept always y0. Y-intercept always x0. Plug in the 0 where you know it goes, solve for the missing piece, and then plot just those 2 points. Just 2 points with a line going through them. Don't plot more than 2 points. All right, so try this problem on your own. Show me you could plug in 0 where it goes, solve for the missing piece, and graph this using only 2 points. Fifth word is wolf. Wolf. Good luck.